Shanti, Shanti. Namah Shivaya, and welcome to meditation today. So I've been thinking a lot about like our observation and how our observation is the practice of meditation and yoga really refines our skill of observation, both externally and internally, right? Like the practice of yoga itself has to start out as kind of a dealing with the gross body, the external body, the physical body, and then it really moves inward. But you have to kind of start externally. That's why pranayamas and hatha yoga asanas are even kind of beginning a meditation practice feels very physical. It's all very physical. It's all very external. It's all very like, what's happening, and then slowly those practices start to draw inward, and we start to observe things that are happening internally. But externally, we can be pretty, as humans, pretty blind to what's happening around us. This is a true story. So there was this little man, and he was older gentleman, and like a lot of us, including myself, because I've grown white. We start to dye our hair, or we start to dye our beards, and but this man in particular, he started using, it's like Grecian formula, right? It's not really a dye, but you kind of put it in. It's a clear liquid. You put it in, and over time it changes the color of the hair back to whatever the original color it was. But you have to be consistent with it, and you have to put it in every day, and because it's not like hair dye, you can't really see where it is. You kind of have to you just have kind of the clear liquid, watery liquid going in. And so he started using this. He had become white-headed, and he would look in the mirror and he would spray it into the hair, and he would kind of run his fingers through his hair. And over time, he was a dark-headed guy, a dark brunette, and he started to the hair started to darken, and he would look in the mirror, and he thought that he looked good, right? He thought that his hair looked better, that it wasn't gray anymore, and he didn't look older, but he looked younger because what he could see was dark. However, right in the back of his head, right here at the nape of the neck, there was a big round circle of white hair, because he would look in the mirror and he would put the formula in, and he would run his fingers from side to side looking in the mirror and seeing what he could see, but he never ran his hands back behind his head to like where he had no vision. And he never even considered like taking a moment and turning around and putting a mirror here and looking at the mirror in the back of, and seeing what was in the back of him. And over the years, he continued to do this. And what was interesting is his friends, his family, his barber, all noticed that he was only coloring the front of his hair where he could observe and see it change. And but the back of his head was completely white. And all of his friends and his family, his barber, were all too embarrassed for him to like even say to him, when you color your hair, you got to start putting some of the formula on the back of your head. And so they just kind of let him continue doing what he was doing and observing things the way he was observing it, because they didn't want to offend him, they didn't want to embarrass him, um, so they didn't say anything. Um, and this went on for many, many, many years. Here again, this is a true story. This is a true story. And still to this day, this gentleman that I know, he has the front of his head is dark and the back of his head is white. Um, and he may never figure out, like through observation, that there's something else going on. That's just his observation is slightly is not very sophisticated right now. Um, so even these practices that we do are really to deepen our perception of what's going on in areas of ourself that we can't see, that we can't touch, that we can't look into a mirror and observe. There are things that we have to feel deep inside of us and think about them and analyze them. Um, if we always just rely on what's in front of us in a mirror, we're always going to miss something. We're going to miss something. It's just that we will miss out on something. We'll miss some part of something that we should observe. So that idea of bringing your senses inward is so that you can observe things that you can't touch or see or taste or smell. They're internal observations. It's like getting eyes in the back of your head. It's like getting eyes in the top of your head. It's like being able to step outside of your body and see yourself 180 all the way around, as if you're a sculpture in the round. So that's what this kind of observation is able to do. So picking a seat and setting up tall, and close the eyes. As you close the eyes, deepen the breath. Allow the inhale to become deep. And as you exhale, allow the exhale to become deep. And enjoy the breath. Notice how much calmer the mind starts to become as you allow the inhale to deepen and exhale fully. As you inhale, hear the sound of Om within yourself. Chant the sound of Om to yourself. That's basically what I'm saying. Somebody asked, how do I hear that? You're internalizing the sound of Om. So hear the sound of Om resonate within your own body. As you exhale, hear the sound of Om resonate within your own body. Match the inhale and the exhale to that internalization of the mantra of Om. Allow the exhale to match the duration of that sound of Om. Continue to inhale the sound of Om. Continue to exhale the sound of Om. As you inhale the sound of Om, see the symbol of Om within the mind's eye. As you exhale, see the symbol of Om within the mind's eye. Continue this internalization on your own, hearing and seeing Om within yourself, inhaling and exhaling the vibration of Om within yourself. Inhale deep and exhale deep. Continue to inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Silently tell yourself, I am not this body. Silently tell yourself, I am not this mind. Silently tell yourself, I am not these thoughts. Silently tell yourself, I am not these emotions. Tell yourself that you are infinity, eternal, and everlasting. Inhale for the sound of Om. Bringing the hands together, rubbing the hands together. Building heat within the hands. Bring the hands over the eyes. Cup the eyes with the hands. Gently open the eyes. Bring the hands across the forehead, the top of the head, the back of the neck. And then bring the hands together in prayer and bow the head slightly so that the thumbs meet the forehead. Acknowledging all the teachings of yoga and the teachers who have brought us the yoga tradition. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you all so much for being here today, and here again, think about that idea of developing your ability to observe both externally and internally. I will see you